And the boys are back in town, ladies and gentlemen, as the old song goes. The band is back for Double or Nothing. We get to go back to the land of Jacksonville and the cons and mostly the Tony variety, but we have Double or Nothing 2021. And although shit has been a little askewed, because sadly for the second year in a row, Double or Nothing will not be in Vegas. We will be back at Daly's Place as TIAA Bankfield for this, but fans are back in full fucking force at full capacity, baby. Oh yeah, and let me tell you, if any of y'all saw the special Dynamite that aired on Friday, man, that crowd was just, oh, it just feels so good. Everyone loves it here when they love a good crowd back. We also have a pretty fucking stacked card too, so strap yourselves in for this one, because we've got our usual fare of casino shenanigans, and we have another Stadium Stampede match this time around, but with major stakes, and opposite side now for one team in particular that we will get to. I'm Coffee Lover 239, of course, and with me back in the hot seat is Orange Cassidy's personal hype man, Heathy.
Hey guys.
Oh, and Heathy, you better bring that hype given the match that Cassidy is in. Oh, I'm getting antsy just thinking about it. Like a kid on Christmas morning. Oh, and of course, as always with us, our resident John Moxley stan, Steven, who's back in action.
What's up, everyone? Speaking of crowd, I'm sure Chris Jericho is happy.
Oh, yeah. If you saw last night when he was singing Judas in, or no, when the crowd was singing his theme song of Judas. Yeah. And as many of you know, I owe a lot to Chris Jericho, but that's another story for another time. Anyways, let's not waste any more time. We've got 10 matches, including the pre-show, so let's get this sucker started. Well, this is different for a change. We're getting the buy-in match done first. Normally, this would be the last thing listed, but for some reason, it's listed first here on Wikipedia, so let's just go ahead, and there's not any description for this one, by the way. It's Serena Deeb versus Riho for the NWA Women's World Championship. So, Serena Deeb has held that belt, I'm pretty sure, maybe at least twice at the bare minimum. I can't remember. No, it's her first reign. My bad. Sorry, I got confused with someone, but she's still in her first reign, actually. Yeah. Defended the title on the October 22nd Dynamite taping, 5 days prior to winning the title from Thunder Rosa, who I definitely think AEW should hire at some point or another. And the match aired on October 28th, 2020, the day after she won the title, and she's held that sucker for 214 days, and now she's going to defend it against Riho, who we have not seen for a good while. There was that brief tournament as well, the women's tournament, championship contender tournament that they had, where she was on the Japanese side, I believe. But ultimately, other than that, she didn't have many appearances in 2020 because of pandemic and travel restriction and all, but with things starting to ease up a little bit, it's only a matter of time before she's back in action, and she will be this coming Sunday. So, Heathy, who do you think's going to win?
I don't see Riho getting any titles anytime soon. I think she had her chance in the beginning. I don't see Serena Deeb losing anytime soon, so I'm going to pick Deeb.
Yeah, I hear ya. Steven, who do you think's going to win?
Oh, it's great to see Rio back. And I'm for pre-show. I think it'll be a good match, for pre-show.
I could say that. Yeah, you could say that.
But I think Serena's gonna win.
And it looks like we are all in unanimous decision, boys. I'm going with Serena Deeb on this one as well. There's really not much of a reason for Riho to get the NWA Women's World Championship, or NWA World Women's Championship. Sorry if I fumbled my words there. I'm a bit happed up, but yeah. I do think Serena Deeb is going to retain on this one. So, yeah, let's go to the next match. And that didn't take long, ladies and gentlemen. Our next match is the three-way match for the AEW World Championship. It's Kenny Omega versus Orange Cassidy versus Pac. Ooh, boy. So, on May 5th at Blood and Guts, a match between Orange Cassidy, the number one, and Pac, the number 2 contender respectively, aka the top 2 ranked singles wrestlers in AEW, was announced in the following week's episode of Dynamite, with the winner receiving a match against Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship at Double or Nothing. However, their match ended in a double knockout, thus it was decided that Omega would defend the championship against both Cassidy and Pac in a 3-way match, Double or Nothing. Well, actually, that's not quite what happened, because it was supposed to basically go to a draw. However, Orange Cassidy was legitimately knocked out, basically, and so they had Kenny Omega do an improvised run-in and basically deck Pac to cause a DQ, and yeah, and then that was just happened. Oh boy, Omega's been on quite the power trip, basically, with the belts. And probably not just that one, for that matter, too, but right now, yes, he also holds, of course, we mentioned the AAA Mega Championship and the Impact World Championship, so dude's been on quite the power trip as of late as well. It would have been kind of... Putting it in triple threat, I suppose, was probably the best situation into this regardless, because regardless, I know we can get quite hype about Cassidy here, but I don't want to say there's so much he can't do, because when you really get Cassidy going, man, he can go. But with some of this stuff, it's just, I don't know, a one-on-one match, I guess it can only go so far is what I'm trying to get at. And Pac we've technically already seen, even though it's probably been a good New York minute or so since they had a one-on-one match. This 3-way provides us with a better situation of both, quite frankly. And more possibilities, less chance, or now there'll probably still be some shenanigans, but less need for any behind the back of the referee, if you catch my drift. But anyways, this should be at least a good match. We got a good mix here, and I'm definitely looking forward to this match. So, who do you think's gonna win?
I think it's pretty obvious. I'm going to go with Kenny Omega.
Oh, you keeping that short? No Cassidy hype this time, man? Look, I know it seems kind of crazy, but he's actually in a world championship match. Don't you think that's kind of insane to even think about, that we'd even see him at this point? Oh, whatever, but I think you've made your point clear at least. What about you, Steven?
I mean, I like Cassidy. He's a good wrestler. He's like, I don't want to say this. He's like a Rey Mysterio in AEW. You know, the fans loved him, and just But Kenny's gonna retain. Let's just
That's
say that.
kind of obvious. What I think could happen, it's possible that one of them will be trying to do it. Yeah, one of them. I'm trying to think, because what I was thinking how the ending would go is that they keep trying, but ultimately both of them could, but Cassidy and Pac could take themselves out, and ultimately, yeah, and then Omega, being the evil heel that he is, will take advantage of it. More than likely, it looks like we're unanimous again, and it's pretty obvious Omega ain't dropping that belt anytime soon. And I do mean anytime soon. So, Kenny Omega it is. Okay, after that, let's go to this match. Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, for the AEW Women's World Championship. Anyways, so here it is. There's not much of a line here. Also at Blood and Guts, AEW announced Hikaru Shida would defend the AEW Women's World Championship against Britt Baker, who is ranked number 1 on the women's rankings. Now, out of everyone in the women's division, I think Britt Baker has definitely grown the most. After turning heel and finally refining her character and getting better in the ring, getting an evil deal manager in the form of Rebel or Reva or whatever the hell, it flips it depending on whatever. It's like me in Spider-Man 3, depending on my mood, whether I like or hate the movie at times. But for the most part, yeah, I do think Britt Baker has shown so much. She's shown so much growth over the past year or so, and yeah, I have to say, I'm pretty happy with this. And funny enough, Like Kenny Omega, Hikaru Shida has been on a tear with the AEW Women's World Championship. In fact, it's been about a year. She won the belt at Double or Nothing, actually, last year from Nyla Rose. It was a no disqualification and no countout match. And now she finds herself on the defending end this time. Heathie, who do you think's going to win?
I think it's time for a change. I'm going to go with Britt Baker.
Interesting. I can probably figure out why, but I'll elaborate on that when I get to my turn. Steven, who do you think's going to win? Steven?
Oh shoot! I pressed the wrong button. I think she'd had that for a whole year, and it's time. Britt's good.
Yep.
Title.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you both on this one and say Britt Baker. Mainly because it's been 1 year. I don't know how longer you can keep going with Shida before things start to get tiring. You know what? Yeah, it is time. And Britt Baker has shown so much growth that I definitely think it's time to give Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, the reign that she definitely that she should definitely have. So I'm going with Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D on this one. Oh boy. And then besides, they even designed a new title for this. For goodness sake. Any of you who saw the Dynamite. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah. Dr. Britt Baker for me as well. So next up, we have Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. On the March 31st episode of Dynamite, Cody Rhodes was attacked by his former friend QT Marshall, who aligned himself with Nick Comoroto, Aaron Solo, and the newly debuted Anthony Ogogo to form a new faction dubbed The Factory. At Blood and Guts on May 5th, Rhodes defeated Marshall, but after the match was assaulted by Ogogo, who knocked down Rhodes before covering him with the flag of the United Kingdom. On the May 12th episode of Dynamite, Rhodes challenged Ogogo to a match at Double or Nothing. This is kind of a tough one to decide here. With some of the build-up, you've had Cody basically adopting the nickname Fighting the American Dream, basically. I'm sure the match itself will be fine, but it doesn't feel much more different than the typical American versus foreigner shtick that we've seen for God knows how many years in the world of wrestling. You can probably think of a few examples off the top of your head, even just from this current time period alone. But anyways, I'm sure the match itself will be fine here. Cody's gonna make sure as hell to make sure Anthony Ogogo looks good as hell as well, and I'm sure they'll still put on a good match. I'm not really sure. I'm looking forward to this one a heck of a whole lot, but it'll be fine. Heathie, who do you think's gonna win?
I always like seeing white people get beat up. I'm going with the Go-Go.
Ooh, interesting. Steven, what about you?
So that's what I like about AEW. In a way, this not be a wonderful match. Like you don't know Anthony Ogogo that well, but this what WWE doesn't do. Put the new guys in pay-per-view events. Like they tried to do with Keith Lee for like 5 minutes, and he beat Randy Orton in less than 5 minutes.
I don't even remember. It was not a long match, and then we all know what happened with him. But
yeah, but
what
still,
about here?
I think who's gonna win? Oh, I think Cody's gonna win.
Split vote. Ooh, split the vote. I have to decide the tiebreaker. This is tough because you don't really know what to do with, quite frankly, because on the one hand, you have Cody basically taking on, like I said, the mantle of the American Dream that his father, the late Dusty Rhodes, did, not the American Nightmare here. On the other hand, Anthony Ogogo is kind of new in this whole realm and all. Basically, he was primarily a boxer at first for several years before getting into the wrestling world, basically here. The seeds were planted actually a couple years ago, basically, on the road to Double or Nothing in 2019. And then he had signed basically there, but he was still the first developmental wrestler to be trained by Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall. He was even a commentator on Dark a brief little bit, but now he's here, so this is tough. Plus, not to mention, Cody has a kid on the way, basically, so it's probably only a matter of time before he heads out basically here. Yeah, so he might be away for a very good while the more I think about it. So it probably does make more sense to have Anthony Ogogo win. Plus, we have to make the heels do look strong as well. If you just have them go down, what the heck's the point? Well, sometimes the bad guy has to win. And Cody can take, and basically I'm going to go with Ogogo, and if this plays out like I think it should, Cody will take time off, help with the kid and all, until time to go back, basically. A la Rollins, like when he and Becky Lynch had their child, and late last year, and yeah, I'm actually going to go with Anthony Ogogo on this one.
That's how I feel about the last match we're going to talk about, unfortunately.
What?
That's how I feel about the last match we're going to talk about.
The last match. Really? Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it then. And it's also that time of the year, ladies and gentlemen. We've got casino-themed pay-per-view, so we have casino-themed match shenanigans. Casino Battle Royale for future AEW World Championship match. And all 20 participants have been announced, with the exception of course, the one lone Joker. But, yeah, I'll quickly run these down for our Battle Royale participants. Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Powerhouse Hobbs, Penta El Zero Miedo, Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassie, The Blade, Evil Uno, Cole Cabana, Preston Ten Vance, Griff Garrison, Brian Pillman Jr., Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, QT Marshall, Nick Comoroto, Dustin Rhodes, Lee Johnson, and our mysterious Joker that we don't know because they always make it a surprise typically. Anyways, there's no description for this match, but I'm sure you all know the drill by now. We've got 21 people in here, and one of them could be getting a future AEW World Championship match. Or as I like to call it, a future shot to basically get annihilated by Kenny Omega. We've got a lot of good potentials in here, though, but we do have some obvious ones who I don't think would go up the card, like personally, I think Matt Sydal and Powerhouse Hobbs are a couple. No disrespect against them. They're great talents and all, but I just don't see them winning this one here. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what the hell they're doing with Penta El Zero Miedo, so I'm going to have to stop betting on that horse for the time being. You look at some of them, there's some sad throwaway, I don't want to say throwaways, but they're just there to, do the job, get thrown the heck out of the ring. Like, a few of these are quite obvious who they're not winning. Like, it's pretty obvious who's not winning, but when you narrow it down to who could win, you don't know. Like, Christian Cage could possibly get a good match out of Omega, but it could be a little bit too early in some people's eyes. Shit, actually, honestly, he actually might be the best candidate, because I'm not sure I see any of the tag wrestlers that are in here who are winning, and some other people have probably got other things going on. Or I don't know. It's tough. Who knows? Maybe we may have our mysterious Joker be the winner, whoever that is. I don't know who it could be, and I kind of want to go in with an empty mind. So, yeah, because I want to be surprised as to who it could be. Just, you don't expect it. Although, I do probably have a good idea of who it's not going to be, but that's not here or now. Heathy, who do you think's gonna win from this nice little pool?
There's only one or two people, Penta or Christian Cage. I think they'll hold off on Penta for another few months, so I'll go with Christian to win.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. They haven't really pulled the trigger on a single Penta El Zero Miedo run yet. It's kind of a little irking, but you know what they say, good things come to those who wait. Steven, what about you?
Thank you, Christian. The same thing. You read my mind. You guys read my mind.
Well, I guess, yeah, you both actually raise a good point. He's probably the best likely candidate out of everybody here, more than likely, because like I said, Penta will probably be on the back burners, the second probably candidate, and everyone else I'm just not sure. I don't do.
Well, who do you guys think is the Joker? Everyone.
I don't know, really. I can't.
You, Steven?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Daniel Bryan,
Yes.
or I mean Bryan Danielson. I don't know. It's tough. I don't want to get my expectations up that high, but Oh man, if that actually did happen, I would mark out. Well, I guess when I think about it, there's two possible free agents that come to mind. Who are the hottest free agents now? Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan. Although, I don't know. It could be one of those two. I'm not saying it definitely is, but there is a chance it could be either one of those. And if not, then, oh well. Oh well. And were you saying something, Heathy, about any possible jokers?
Oh, I'm saying Steven is.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's got a possibility. I'm thinking do you have any particular guess for a Joker in mind?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know.
No, not really.
Well,
Apart
I
from
guess.
Daniel Bryan, there's not really anyone else in the rumor
Yeah.
mill, was there?
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Joe actually still is under 90-day no-compete clause, isn't he? Shit.
I think also Daniel is too.
No. Daniel Bryan's contract naturally expired. If it naturally expires, there's no 90-day no-compete
Yeah,
clause.
he's free to show up on Sunday.
Yeah, but just because he can doesn't mean he will, but we'll just have to see. Joe, unfortunately, since he was released, he's still under 90-day no-compete clause, so that's probably not going to happen more than likely. I know, it's but whatever. Just in due time, I do think Samoa Joe, will probably end up in AEW at some point, because I feel like he needs a bigger stage, quite frankly, for someone of his caliber, and I don't think Impact would be, despite what they were teasing for Slammiversary. They even had Daniel Bryan, too, in that teaser, but they want to sell that pay-per-view, and that's another story for another time. Or who knows, maybe the partnership will help out. I don't know. Let's just find out. Let's just wait and see. I'm not really going to go in with any expectations for anyone particular in mind for a Joker tomorrow night. So keep your expectations tempered, and hopefully everything will be good. So yeah, let's go to the next match. And our next match, oh, and by the way, people, I am not doing this on purpose to make this rhyme, I swear to you all. It's Hangman Adam Page versus Brian Cage. Hey, you see how it rhymes? Nah, stop, yeah. I had to do it, it was too obvious. It really was. So, the Hangman has been, having a little trouble with, Team Taz, basically, who have been, wrecking shit at times wherever applicable, where they're necessary on Dynamite as of late. And of course, with Cage being the strongest, the machine, quite frankly, it seems Page is going for the big gun here, if you will. The cowboy versus the machine. That has a fucking heck of a ring to it. Almost like, sounds like it could be a kind of Western Terminator movie, the more you think about it. Yeah, cross between Terminator and a Western. That would be something. Anyways, but yeah, kind of sort of David Goliath-ish, but there's really not much else to it, unfortunately. I wish I could give you more, but unfortunately, things are kind of a little lackluster, and I really don't want to run down this here. Yeah. Anyways, so this match itself should be good. We know what both of these men are capable of, so this should be a good match. Healy, who do you think's gonna win?
Okay, shit.
Not sure?
I think,
Oh no.
I don't know, I mean, I guess Hangman, because, you know, he's still building up to his eventual match with Omega, so yeah, I'll go Hangman.
Yeah, we know that's gonna happen sooner rather than later. I wonder if they're gonna do it at Full Gear or something, perhaps later the year, because we know by this point crowds will probably be fully back, and I know they're gonna want some good shit going here. Steven, what about you?
Some good shit. This is some good shit.
Yeah,
But yeah. But I think Heyman's gonna win. So yeah. Heyman,
It's tough, yeah, because Cage hasn't done much, but Hangman took a big hit in the rankings after losing to Brian Cage, who was previously unranked, so I guess in a way, if you would want him to make a big overcome in his obstacle up to his eventual match with Omega, this would definitely be a good starter. I'm not sure what we would do a Brian Cage victory would do, so I guess you both have a point. I'm going to go with the Hangman, Adam Page. Okay, let's actually get it right this time. It's Miro versus Lance Archer for the TNT Championship. So, Miro beat Darby Allin for the belt. Miro crushed Darby Allin. Miro's about to go on a long-ass tear with that belt, basically. The crowd is already getting back into him. We're finally getting the Miro that we should have got from day fucking one. Let's be honest, now that we've had time to actually look back on the whole best man thing and sidekick to Kip Sabian and the Arcade Anarchy, which there's a certain developer I know of a game who, when you switch those words around, might have caught wind of that, basically. Yeah, switch Arcade Anarchy to Anarchy Arcade, and, yeah, I think someone could... Nah, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. But for real, though, for real, that stuff just dragged out way longer than it had any right to. Thankfully, after Miro has finally kicked Kip Sabian to the curb, he's now become the Miro that we know he should have. The one who basically crushes all his opponents. And, he did just that with Darby Allin on that episode of Dynamite where he won the belt. I forget exactly. If we go in here, though, then it was the May 12th, 2021 episode of Dynamite. And now he's already got another beast up against him in the form of the Murderhawk, Lance Archer. We've got two beefy men about to beat the life out of each other. As JR would say, people, it's gonna be a slobber knocker. Or something like that, basically. Because that's what you do with two big beefy men beat the crap out of each other. What else would you expect? Alright, Haley, who do you think's gonna win?
Miro. Well, yeah, I'll go with Miro.
No surprise on that one there. What about you, Steven?
Before I do my answer, tomorrow is Double or Nothing, but do you guys know what else tomorrow is? It's Miro Day.
Isn't every day Miro Day? And we aren't at that point yet. We're not at that point yet, but I'm sure we will be when the crowd eventually starts get it going. They're gonna fucking make that shit happen, and the cons will capitalize on that. Mark my word.
He's getting a push. I mean, it's not like they did push him in WWE. I mean, he won one title, just one title, and that's
What is it? The U.S. Championship?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
He was undefeated when he first was in the main roster.
And then John Cena basically.
Yep.
Yeah. What about who do you think's gonna win?
Miro.
Oh yeah, I'm going with Miro on this one too. Miro Day. That's gonna happen eventually at one point. It's gonna happen. Mark my words. We will get to Miro Day like we did Rusev Day, and I guarantee you AEW will better capitalize on Miro Day than WWE ever did, capitalizing what little capitalizing they did on Rusev Day. Here's the big match I mentioned earlier with the big implications. It's the Pinnacle, MJF, that son of a bitch, or son of a beach, Wardlow, Shawn Spears, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, versus the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, and Santana and Ortiz in a Stadium Stampede match, with the stipulation that if the Inner Circle lose, they must disband as a team forever. So at Full Gear on November 7th, 2020, MJF defeated Chris Jericho for the right to join the Inner Circle. However, on the March 10th, 2021 episode of Dynamite, MJF betrayed the Inner Circle and built his own group, named the Pinnacle, consisting of Shawn Spears, Wardlow, FTR, and their manager, Tully Blanchard. At Blood and Guts on May 5th, the Pinnacle defeated Inner Circle in a Blood and Guts match. And on the following episode of Dynamite, the Pinnacle challenged the Inner Circle to a Stadium Stampede match at Double or Nothing, with the stipulation that if the Inner Circle were to lose, they would be forced to disband. After Jericho gave the Inner Circle a bubbly... Jericho gave the fucking Pinnacle a bubbly bath. What the hell? And at May 19th episode of Dynamite, the Inner Circle accepted the proposal. Well, it's kind of odd that they're doing this, because You think they wouldn't, maybe, because crowds are back in full force, so the need for this match may not be fully there. But on the other hand, it feels like they should have done the reverse, basically. Do the Stampede first, and then the Blood and Guts. But, on the other hand, the stakes in this match are huge. With the Inner Circle, the first ever known faction in AEW to really go on the rise, their status as a group is in jeopardy in this match, and if they lose, they must disband as a team forever, as we already outlined. This is a tough one now, because what do? Do you have them win in spite of everything that happened beforehand, only to 50-50 book the shit and undermine the Pinnacle's Blood and Guts win? Or do you actually pull the trigger on the unthinkable and have the Pinnacle go over? Because you want your heel group here to look strong. You want them to actually look competent. You want them to overcome the odds, or not overcome the odds. You want them to actually dominate the shit and basically run roughshod, because sooner or later, they will all take over. They all have all gold around their waist in a weird way of some form. Shawn Spears with the TNT Championship, I can imagine it now. Shawn Spears with the TNT Championship, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood with the tag belts, and of course, the head honcho, Maxwell Jacob Freeman himself, with the main AEW Championship. We don't have any room for any females in there, but Britt Baker, in her heelish ways, she could be...
You forgot Wardlow. You literally forgot the big man.
We couldn't fit him into the picture.
Yeah, Wardlow can be the women's champion.
Hey, no! Hey, let's not give them any ideas. I don't think they would go that far, guys. I don't think they would go that far.
Okay, just hear me out. The women's championships starts with a W. W for Wardlow.
You are so bad! I mean... Okay, look, that's something that I think the people up at Titan Towers would do. Let's not give them any bad ideas, because I don't want people taking shit and actually running with it. But who knows? Or maybe Freebird rule, they decide to follow that so they could all be tag champs by association. Like the Undisputed Era did. I guess you could do that if they wanted to invoke the Freebird rule. Boy, I wish we forgot about that. Oh yeah, this match. This is tough, and the Inner Circle have had one hell of a run too. From the moment they started, basically. From their days as a badass heel group, a little silly here and there, to shifting into more fan favorites, basically. Inner Turmoil when MJF was in the group, and then Sammy walk in, only to eventually come back to it, because what would Sammy Guevara do without Chris Jericho? Hell, what would I do without Chris Jericho with where I am in life right now? But again, that's beside the point. It really is not going to be an easy one. The match, I'm sure, will be pretty good. I hope it tops last year's Stadium Stampede between the Elite and the Inner Circle. And now the Inner Circle's on the face side, whereas they were heels last time. This is tough. I don't know. This could go either way. Heathie, what do you think?
I think it's pretty even. I was on a website where the betting odds were released, and it was minus 120 for both teams. So even the bookmaker's not really too sure who's going to walk out on top here. It isn't specified, how they would disband, if Santana or Ortiz could remain a tag team, or if Jericho and Sammy could partner up and not be with Hager and Wardlow. No, Hager and Santana and Ortiz. That's not really being confirmed. This is the one time where I wouldn't mind 50-50 booking, because these guys, I think they got good chemistry together, and this feud hasn't been going on that long, of course. Not in this current iteration with MJF's group. We've had MJF and Jericho in the same team before, but not as two clashing forces. So you know what? It could go either way, but I'm going to go with it in a circle.
Bold choice indeed. And Steven, what about you?
If MJF Pinnacle wins, this will be the third time MJF got the win over Chris Jericho.
The upper hand.
Yeah, he
also, John Cena kills kids.
Hey!
What the?
Okay, I'm not gonna.
He murders them. Some of them have cerebral palsy.
What?
But he can't. But they can't see him.
Yeah, it's like the Men in Black. No, Women in Black. Yeah.
It's MIB basically. But then you had that. Okay, Steven, who do you think's gonna win?
I wanted to say, I would give my favorite Inner Circle moments. The list when Jericho's making
The
fun.
lexicon of the
Yeah.
champion to you.
You know, all these great Inner Circle, Sammy Guevara, Santana Ortiz, Jake Hager. This group made a lot for AEW. You know, everyone loves Inner Circle. As a heels too. You know, first ever AEW World Champion, Chris Jericho. You know, but I think the Inner Circle's gonna win. I think the Inner Circle's gonna
Ooh,
win.
you guys are going for a. Ooh boy, I don't
I
know.
wouldn't be upset if the Pinnacle wins because I like MJF.
I don't know. Now I feel like I'm in a tough position.
If you pick the Pinnacle to win and not the Inner Circle, Coffee, I assume you approve of John Cena killing kids.
Why are you saying that? What? Oh, what is the matter with you? Oh God. Cena's already embroiled in enough controversy as is. He doesn't need it. Okay, fuck it. I'll just put down the Inner Circle for now. But
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Pinnacle pull off some evil shenanigans one way or another. You wouldn't. Don't put it past MJF to do some evil shit because let's just say I wouldn't want to cross. If I were with my girl in real life, I saw him on the side of the street, I wouldn't want to cross that motherfucker. I wouldn't even want to look him dead in the eye. It was like, he's like Tommaso Ciampa, like when his heel reign. Like, you wouldn't even want to look him dead in the eye, because you don't know what he's capable of, and if he could actually fuck you up in the worst way possible. Oh God, it's a scary thought to think about.
Wait, Coffee, would you rather be face to face with MJF or Brock Lesnar?
I'm pleading the fifth on that one.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar.
John Cena, because I'm not a kid and he kills kids.
Hey, but you can't see him. Oh God, guys. Okay, let's just, before this gets any more crazier, let's just go to the next match. Okay, that was taking an odd turn. Let's go to the next match. It's Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. So yeah, after Darby Allin lost the title, he's still being mentored, of course, by Sting. Meanwhile, Scorpio Sky is off doing his own thing, and had been even before the breakup of the disbandment of SCU, and he's been teaming up with the newly debuted Ethan Page. So Sky and Page have formed the team, and they're targeting Sting and Darby Allin. Can't really remember why, but it is going to be an interesting match. And this is going to be Sting's first official in-ring match that is non-cinematic in 6 years since that whole fiasco at Night of Champions when he got beat by Seth Rollins and the Buckle Bomb. Actually, I think
that
that's
should
two of
have
them.
That should have main evented, just so you know, at Revolution.
What? The cinematic match?
After what happened out.
Oh, please don't remind me. I just want to forget what happened. That was bad. That just... Okay, let's just get to this here. For real, though. This is going to be pretty interesting to see what they do with Sting, because he's pretty much in his 60s at this point. So, yeah, hopefully they probably know not to take any ridiculous shit, like any ridiculous or unnecessary bumps. No major buckle bombs or anything like that. Plus, the other three are probably more than capable of carrying the match, basically. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. I'm hoping Sting can really pull it through, but we shall see. I'm hoping for the best. Healy, what do you think?
The old guy. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna pick the biracial people. And by biracial I mean Sting, because he has black and white face paint, and Darby Allin, who also has black and white face paint.
Oh God. Good one, I hear ya. Steven?
I'm a huge Darby Allin fan. Like, I wish he was still TNT champion. I hope he gets it back.
What if he moves up, though, in the rankings? Next logical evolution.
No, I think D.M.D could win tag team champions even. We'll see.
Maybe. So you're going with Sting and Darby Allin?
Yeah, I'm going with D.M.D. I like Scorpio Sky, but I don't really care for Ethan Page.
Oof, fair. That's gonna hurt the soul on Page. I'm gonna agree with both of you and go with Sting and Darby Allin, because I'm not really sure, and honestly, this is more of a side thing here. Not much to go to it, but other than, well, the fact that this is going to be Sting's first official in-ring match in 6 years, so it does have that going for it. So yeah, and plus with that, you have to wonder, he doesn't even have to necessarily make the pinfall. It could be Darby Allin pinning one of the other two. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Sting and Darby Allin on this one. Alright, people, we've made it. The last match on the card. It's the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston for the AEW.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Orange Cassidy's got the biggest cock in all the land. He's got the biggest armpit hairs, and he's gonna eat my ass, and I'm gonna sit there and like it like a little bitch. I'm gonna lick his tramp stamp just to feel alive. I'm gonna eat my ass just to worship Orange Cassidy all night long, daddy. I'm gonna shit all over your chest, and I'm gonna thank Orange Cassidy for being the man who shat on my chest as a kid, and now that's what I want to do now. I'm gonna shit everywhere. It's gonna be Orange Cassidy's fault. He's gonna win a title, he's gonna shit on my ass. I'm gonna shit everywhere, because shit's contagious. Orange Cassidy's big orange shit is contagious. I'm gonna shit on him. I'm gonna shit on his face.
You're corpsing yourself!
I'm gonna make him shit on my shit. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna piss on the shit. I'm gonna piss on Orange Cassidy's shit.
You're corpsing yourself! You're corpsing! I'm corpsing! He's corpsing!
Shit everywhere. You know why they call it orange juice? Because that's Orange Cassidy's piss in a can.
Oh shit!
Piss everywhere. He's gonna piss on everyone. Call it orange juice. He's gonna inject himself with his own piss of steroids. Call it orange juice. Get it? Double entendre because I'm amazing like that. You wanna know why I'm so amazing? Because Orange Cassidy taught me to. Hey, guess what? You can't spell Orange Cassidy without ass. Orange Cassidy.
You motherfucker!
I'm gonna shit everywhere and call it Steven. Steven is now Orange Cassidy. Steven, you are now Orange Cassidy. Please, say something Orange Cassidy would say. Do it now.
Fishy
Yeah,
squeeze.
exactly. Thank you, Steven.
You motherfucker!
My asshole's gonna be freshly squeezed by the time Orange Cassidy's done with me, brother. I'm out.
You motherfucker! I knew you had it in you! I knew you couldn't not go all of it! Holy fucking shit, man! I knew you had it in you! I fucking knew it!
Oh, by the way, before I go, here's the sound of what Orange Cassidy's ass is gonna sound like when I'm through with him. Okay. I appreciate the hype. I just... Okay. Shut up, Steven. Okay, look. Okay, Heathy, I appreciate the hype. I just wish we had this a little sooner, but you know what? I guess better late than never. This is what happens when you least expect it, people. That's what she said.
Phrasing. I gotta use that. Okay, for real. We have only spent about 3 minutes and we haven't even gotten to the actual match. Where was I? Okay, yeah. The Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Okay, on April 7th... Okay, on the April 7th episode of Dynamite, World Tag Team Champions for AEW, the Young Bucks, attacked Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston and aligned themselves with their longtime friend Kenny Omega, as well as Omega's allies, the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Cole Anderson from Impact Wrestling. And on the May 12th episode of Dynamite, the Young Bucks challenged Moxley...
John Cena, he kills kids.
Stop it! Okay, the Young Bucks challenged Moxley and Kingston at Double or Nothing with the AEW World Tag Team Championship on the line. I'm gonna get this shit done one way or another. Okay.
That's what Orange Cassidy said after taking a shit.
Just tell me who you think's gonna win, Heathy.
Orange Cassidy, because John Cena kills kids.
Stop it! It's the Bucks versus Moxley and Kingston.
The young kids versus John Cena, and John Cena's gonna win because he's gonna murder them all.
Stop! We're not talking about John Cena! Jackson versus Jonathan Moxley and Edward Kingston. Now pick one team. I don't care who you pick.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match has now been changed to a Royal Rumble match. There's only 2 ways you can win. 1, by saying the words Royal Rumble, and 2, while both delicious feet and intense succulent toes hitting the floor.
No. Are you trying to dreadfully drive me crazy? Just pick one, damn it. I don't care which team you pick.
I'll be your Huckleberry all night long.
Just pick a team or I'm gonna ask Steven first.
Okay, you know what? I pick me.
No, not you! I'm talking about the Bucks and the...
I think Heathy's going to become the AEW World Tag Team Champion.
Oh yeah, you would have wing this basically, like you're fucking Braun Strowman, like Mr. Woo-hoo-hoo!
No.
Woo! At WrestleMania 34 when he had John Cone's son Nicholas. Oh hey, Braun, why'd you give Nicholas a ride on the Strowman Express while you're at it? Wee-hee, cause you're stupid.
That's kind of nonsense.
It doesn't matter if you're... Sorry.
Hey, you sound a bit like Orange Cassidy there.
Not really. I was trying to do, like, remember the stuttering? Like, Bubba Ray's doing his stutter, and then The Rock is like, it doesn't matter what your name is. That was gold. Okay, for real, man. Please pick one.
Okay. Do you know who has the best stutter in wrestling today?
Who?
Nicholas, because he's a kid and he's getting scared because John Cena's about to kill him.
Okay, you know what? If you don't tell me who is first, for real, I'm gonna ask Steven first.
Okay, before I do, I need to say one thing. You know Shark Boy?
Yes?
Do you know what my favourite name for him is?
What?
Shark Boy. Okay, I'm going with the Young Bucks.
Okay, what about you, Steven?
Shark Bonge.
I choose the Usos, so yeah.
Stop it! Okay, you know what? If you're gonna start this bullshit now.
Yeah, the Usos are like...
Somebody's gonna get an ass lick.
Okay, no, you better actually pick this shit right now.
I choose the Young Bucks.
Pick this shit like Orange Cassidy. Like Orange Cassidy picks the shit out of my asshole.
Oh my god, you are so gross.
Choose the Young Bucks. Moxley's not gonna take the pain. It'll be Eddie Kingston's gonna take the pain.
Oh, how fast?
Wait, it's because the Young Bucks are young. Does that mean John Cena wants to kill them?
Stop! Okay, for real. I don't know. This is tough. I mean, the Bucks have held the belts. Stop it. The Bucks have held the belts for at least 203 days. They are the second. Yes,
ass.
They are the second longest reigning AEW World Tag Team Champs behind Kenny Omega and Adam Page, and we all know where that shit's going. So,
My ass.
yeah, I don't think we really do. You want to channel the you know what?
The John Cena killing kids energy.
No, John Cena killing kids. Stop it. Okay.
Wait, did Steven even put his prediction in?
He said the Bucks. You said the Bucks. I don't fucking know who to pick because, look, the Bucks have held the belts for a long time, but you don't know if they really still need them much longer. On the other hand, well, I don't want to say Moxley and Kingston is a makeshift-ish tag team. Oh yeah, that's what we say to all the haters, everybody. Anyways,
we're gonna share in the chest and call it Orange Cassidy. Okay. Coffee Lover 239 is picking your mom.
Okay, can you stop? Okay, I'm trying to break this down.
Wait. Coffee 239 is picking Roman
No, absolutely not. This is a non
Coffee Lover 239, more like Mother Lover 239.
Whoa! What in the blue hell has gotten into both of you? Well, you make me want to channel my inner rock now, quite frankly. Just bring on the voice, the third person talking. If I could find the fucking SmackDown, bring in the channel, the jabroni beating, pie eating, trailblazing, eyebrow raising, faster than a bear, stronger than a buck, the biggest thing to hit Canada because the Maple Leafs suck. Oh, that'll piss him off.
You're a slut for opportunity because you're blowing every chance.
Oh, stop it, you. Okay, who am I gonna pick? Yeah, Moxley and Kingston, you could say makeshift tag team, but not really. They've had history for many fucking years, and it all coincided with them teaming here, but I don't know. I think it would be nice to have them win the belts, see what they could do, give the tag team a little division, a little bit of a breath of fresh air. So, with all this craziness, I'm feeling a little risky right now. I'm feeling a little off the cuff. So, I'm not gonna go
You gonna go
unanimous.
cool some kids.
No, I'm not gonna go unanimous for this last one. I'm for now going to put down Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston, because I think the Bucks have held those belts long enough, and I don't think anything interesting has happened with them. But you put them on Moxley and Kingston, yeah. And if every other champion retains, that is the other championship that I could see genuinely changing hands aside from the women's championship. Because Kenny Omega and Miro ain't losing their belts, I'll tell you that much. But I think we can deal with 2 title changes at most. So I'm going with Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston on this one. Now, let's wrap this shit up before things get even more out of hand. Stop it, Steven! Well, that was insane, and we now know why, it was all done in the main event, because for us, that was the main event for our podcast, the World Tag Team Championship match, and not necessarily the main event of the actual show, unlike the 3-way dance we're going to get tomorrow night. But,
I don't need it.
band was back together, so you see what happens. Just the lightning in a bottle, people. Oh, hold on, I need a little Rubio here.
Is that a drug? Can I have some?
No, it's water, because Marco Rubio had dry mouth. Just look it up. I don't have time to get into it here, but funny shit. It's Rubio.
Look at some kids that
and
John Cena kills them.
Stop it! What is it with you and John Cena killing kids?
He murdered them. Some of them have cerebral palsy.
Stop!
With me, yes.
You can stop that too, Steven, before I nuke you both from a... And now I've just gone full hang kill. Okay, whatever. I want to thank Heathy for doing it also here, and being here.
Okay.
Stop it here. No, you know what I mean. You sounded like Beavis and Butthead. Anyway, so I just want to thank you for being here as well, man, and finally being back in the heat of things after getting all your work done there, and unexpectedly, he gets a job. I'm in a relationship from the looks of things, and we're all moving up in the
And
world.
Steven.
Oh, yeah, and can't forget Steven as well, the B-O-Y.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, we'll see
God,
you
you're
next...
so white.
You guys for next pay. I'll see you guys for Full Gear. I'll be here for Full Gear.
It's
I won't be
all
here.
out. It's all
out.
out, actually. That
Well,
will be next.
The reason I'm not gonna do these WWE things after what happened to WrestleMania Night 2 and that day after WrestleMania.
He's
no
not
thank-
in a WWE mood, folks.
Balls
But,
are sweaty, Jesus.
Fiend
you
lost.
sweating?
Say
Are you a
Fiend
big,
lost.
sweaty man? The kind that
Fiend
Vince
lost.
McMahon loves?
The Fiend lost.
Now my balls.
Oh,
The Fiend lost. The Fiend lost.
yeah, I remember.
Randy beat him.
That was a month ago.
But he's still, it's just the fallout feels bad. And look, he's not in a WWE mood, people, so he'll be taking time away from the WWE podcast themselves. So maybe a 2-man show unless I have to run it. But you've been awfully busy. Well, we'll work out the details behind the scenes. But next AEW pay-per-view we currently have is All Out. And the next WWE pay-per-view we have is NXT TakeOver in Your House, which will be on June 13th. So we are looking for the 11th, but okay, we were a day late on this one because he worked a full day on Friday, but he only had a half day today, so we were able to record it. But I do think waiting till after that Dynamite might have given us some advantages, so we're looking somewhere the weekend of the 11th or the 12th, just somewhere before then. We'll work out the details then. So we'll see you somewhere around then, and in general, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and god damn it, it feels good to have the band back together.
Let's kill some kids.
No, we are not killing anyone. Alright, bye everybody.